9th. Welcome to another edition of the Daily Streak. I'm Steve DeBerry.
And I'm Jay Craney.
Jake, how was your Tuesday?
Terrible, Steve. It was a terrible Tuesday. Not only for me, but for many people. The leaderboard crashed. I personally lost my W5 because the Blue Jays closer decided that it was slow pitch softball night in the bottom of the ninth. How about you?
Didn't go too good for me. The Chelsea under 15 team did not beat Liverpool, and it was a rough one. The only saving grace for me was that Kobe prop at the end of the night.
Yeah. Well, it is Wednesday. It is still early in the month.
Yep.
And we are drinking.
Yes, we are.
Just me.
We've got 4 great games on the slate today. We're going to start with the Europa League final. Jake, what do you think about this game?
This is interesting. We've got one of my favorite named teams, Athletic Bilbao versus Atletico Madrid. Madrid is a slight favorite to lift the trophy, but not anything where you'd say, okay, I have to take those odds. And this thing is being played in Romania, which, not exactly a familiar atmosphere for either teams. So what I did is I checked out the away performances of these teams. Neither one was spectacular, but Bilbao was overall much better on the road. They were much more impressive to me on the road. When these teams faced each other, Bilbao lost to Madrid 2-1 on the road, while Madrid lost to Bilbao 3-0 on the road. Not that the home atmosphere is going to be crazy in Romania, but I think that I'm going to take the team with the edge on the road versus the slight Vegas favorite. I'm taking Bilbao in a mini upset. How about you?
What did you say the odds were for Madrid?
I think 125.
I have to take those odds. I have to take those odds. They split the regular season series. Home team winning both times. This is a neutral site game. Okay. Bilbao is 5, 6, and 4 in their last 15.
Bilbao just scored.
Bilbao, yes. Actually, I think that was a game I might have picked right last week.
That was. Damn it. Terrible time.
Madrid in their last 15, 9, 4, and 2. When you're talking about these soccer games, a lot of the time it goes down to who's got the current better form. Looking back at a lot of the games, Madrid was far superior recently, and I expect them to continue that form into this game and take this game pretty easily. It's a who will lift this trophy prop, like you'd said at the beginning, so there's no draw option in it, and Madrid will be lifting the cup.
Okay, we will see about that. Let's move on to some baseball. We've got Tampa Bay Rays at the New York Yankees. Yankees at home. What do you think?
Well, there's a decent pitching match going. Jeff Neiman's been one of the Rays' better pitchers from, I guess, an ERA perspective. The Rays have been kept in a lot of games because of their hitting this year, but he's been one of their better pitchers. David Phelps, he's an interesting story. This is going to be his second start of the season. Was never supposed to be a start. He's a young guy, 25. All the Yankees' injuries have been well chronicled. He stepped in there. Didn't have a good first outing as a starter. Was lights out as a mid-reliever. Didn't have a good outing as a starter. He allowed 6 hits and 2 runs in 4 innings of work. The Rays are 6-8 on the road this year. The Yankees are 8-5 at home this year. This is in New York, but I'm going with the Rays. I think they're going to carve up the Yankees mid-relievers after Phelps lasts about 5 innings, and I like the Rays to take this one.
Yeah, totally agree. Totally agree. The Rays, after a stretch of games in which they won 11 out of 12, they've now dropped 3 straight, and this team is just too good to lose 4 straight. Neiman is a proven starter, not pitching that well, but not getting blasted either. And Phelps making his very first start in Yankee Stadium. I think he'll be a little bit overwhelmed. And in case you haven't noticed, the Yankees are not that great right now. They're a little bit over 500, but they just can't string together wins like a really good team does. I think the Rays take this one.
All right. Let's talk about some NBA playoff basketball. We got the Knicks at the Heat. Knicks finally snapping their 13-game playoff losing streak, which is just unfathomable. How you can lose 13 straight in the playoffs. You get swept a lot.
Yeah.
It's a Heat by double digits. Knicks have the single-digit loss option. What do you like here, Jake?
I like the Heat big. The Heat, in the first 2 home games, they beat the Knicks by a total of 43 points and beat them in double digits in Game 3. It was adorable that the Knicks were able to salvage Game 4, but this one, if it's under double digits, it'll be like the Spurs Jazz the other night where they're up by so many they take the starters out. Heat win big, close out the series.
Oh, I agree. I'm going with the Heat as well. 9 out of their last 18 games, home games, have resulted in double-digit wins. Knicks really just wanted to avoid getting swept, and that's why they won that last game. I think they know they're losing this series. I think they're going to pack it in, and the Heat win big at home.
Yep. I think we're on board with that one. Let's move on to the other NBA prop on there. Clippers 3-pointers made versus the Grizzlies winning margin or tie. Clippers up 3-1, looking to close it out in Memphis.
This is an interesting one. The Clippers have averaged about 7 3-pointers per game this year. Grizzlies are 7-8 in their last 15 when you're talking about winning by at least 6 points. Okay?
Which is what they're favored by.
Exactly. So this is a pretty dead even prop. The Grizzlies are 12-3 in their last 15 at home, and that's the stat, with everything else being even, that's the stat that I looked at that really put it over the edge for me. The Grizzlies have looked good at home. They're a little frustrated in the series because they let a couple games slip away. I think they win, and I think they win big. The Clippers are ultimately going to take this series. The Grizzlies are really going to impress people in this game.
Okay. All right. I disagree. I think the Grizzlies are just done. I think mentally, the frustration from this series where they easily could have won all 4 of those games.
Grizzlies are done. Let me just write that down.
You want to sign off on that too?
If you could.
They collapsed in Game 1. They're 1 shot away in Game 3. Overtime in Game 4. This series could be over in favor of the Grizzlies right now. I think mentally they're just so frustrated and they're just done. Not to mention the Clippers can just rain threes from about 5 or 6 different people. I think that the Clippers not only win this prop, I think they come out and win this game in Memphis and close it out.
Well, I don't know too much about which team's hotter in this series, but I know one thing. Charles right now is hot.
Charles is hot.
2-game winning streak, and when we come back, we're going to see who he's got today.
Shocky.
Stay tuned for that because you want to roll with Charles these days. Welcome back to the Daily Streak. It's time for Charles's pick of the day. Jake, what will Charles be picking today?
Charles will be picking the blockbuster matchup. Everybody's talking about it. The Nationals at the Pirates. Chuck, what do you got?
And in a shocking pick, Charles is going with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Going for 3 in a row. You can't count that guy out these days, so let's see what he can do with it. Let's take a quick break and come right back with our locks of the day. It is time for our locks of the day. Start off, as usual, with Chris DeBerry. He's been pretty stellar this month, 6-2. He has Birmingham locked in as his lock of the day. That is a second leg of the playoffs, the Championship League playoffs. So he's going with Birmingham. I don't know if I should even waste my time giving my lock because I've been that poor this year. I'm currently sitting, as you can see on the graphic below, at 2-7 for the month.
It is a long month though, Steve. I mean, that could end up being 20-7. You just got to get on a hot streak.
You just gotta fight like a warrior and say, this is Sparta, because that's who I'm locking in.
What?
In the morning, soccer, Sparta Prague. They're gonna take it. They have something to play for tomorrow. They're going after the league title. They're sitting in second place right now. Their foe on the other side has nothing to play for, and Sparta's going to take this game convincingly. I'm looking at 3-1.
Let's go Sparta. Come on, I'm rooting for Sparta, big time. Well, my lock might sound familiar. Toronto Blue Jays, again. Let's just ride this train, folks. They absolutely have to win this game after blowing it last night in the 9th inning. Morrow is a really good pitcher who, in his last start, pitched a complete game shutout against the Angels, going up against Tyson Ross for the A's with a horrendous 8.55 ERA and lasting just 3 innings, giving up 7 runs in his last outing. If the Jays do not win this game, I actually might quit playing the streak and just sit here and watch sports highlights while Steve talks.
Yeah, you can watch the European highlights.
I can't wait. This is already entertaining with these two.
I let you in a little secret. Probably 3 times a week Jake tells us he's going to quit the streak, but he's back. He's always back.
Now he's come back.
The only thing that's certain.
It's addiction.
The only thing that's certain in this game is there's no such thing as a lock. So there you have it, folks. Locks of the day. Have a fantastic day. Happy hump day, and take care. Thanks for watching.